Hi, everyone. I'm Nancy Leffler.
And I'm Dan Leffler with Being with Grief.
Today, we're going to introduce ourselves to you, tell you why we do what we do, and tell you why we decided to collaborate with the Salters on this project.
Exactly. Being with Grief is a grief support organization, and working with the Salters to do some pre-planning about preparing for the occasions of grief in your life. We're all going to experience grief, and that's a given.
Right.
And because we'll all lose something at some point.
And we entered into our profound grief journey over 21 years ago when our then 17-year-old daughter, Leah, died from injuries she sustained in a car accident. And as you can imagine, our lives were completely ripped apart, and we were devastated. And we didn't know what to do. We weren't prepared for the way our lives were going to change, the way we were going to feel, or what to do about it.
Because grief is not something that is taught. We learn by observing how our parents grieved, and some of the things that we picked up along the way aren't very helpful. And our intention is to share some of the tools and concepts that we have used to help reduce that amount of overwhelming feeling that can bubble up when grief is present.
And we each came through our grief journeys separately, in a separate way. And that's because we all grieve uniquely. We'll talk in more detail about that. We'll also talk about the overwhelming feelings that visit us during that time and how to begin to meet them. That can cause a lot of anxiety because we don't know. I thought that I was going to be completely annihilated if I allowed myself to feel those feelings. We came to a point where we saw that it is possible to live a full and meaningful and purposeful life again. And that's our purpose. That's what we want to help others do, is to find meaning, purpose, and joy again, so that we can fully participate in the full spectrum of our lives. Yes, we're going to be sad, and we can feel joy at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive.
As hard as that might be to consider, it's the idea that we're going to get better at feeling,
Right.
not necessarily feeling better right away. And that's okay.
And that's a skill that we want taught. So through this series of videos, we'll be sharing our experience, our resources, what worked for us, and a little bit more of our stories. So we are glad that you tuned in. We're happy to be working in collaboration with the Salters, and we hope to see you on our next video.
Thanks.